Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you're returning, I am talking through my intro music because this video is short and it gets right into it. So Kelly is back for an overlay, a gel overlay on her natural nails. And the video just started right in, so sorry for the strangeness, but I wanted you guys to get a look at the service I did to her last time. Was the same thing, a gel overlay on her natural nails. And I used this purple Cutie Patootie from Not Polish. There was a base coat, 2 layers of the color, and a top coat. And this is 4 weeks of growth. She wants to come back 3 weeks, every 3 weeks now. This is only the first time we did this on her. So the next time she wants to come back after 3 weeks, because right at about the 4-week mark, the nails did start to peel a little bit at the free edge. And so of course that makes us want to pick at them a little bit. So I'm using my ceramic bit, which is used for gel and is supposed to create less heat. Right here, I'm going to pause this because I want you to look at the finger I'm not working on, the ring finger here, and you can clearly see that it looks like there is still a clear layer there. So basically what I'm doing is what I would do on an acrylic removal. I'm removing everything down to the clear layer. But on a gel overlay, that is my base coat. So I'm going to soak off my base coat and then go in with prep after that. So that's what you see me doing here. So I'm removing the top coat, the 2 layers of gel, and leaving the base coat that I put down 4 weeks ago still on. All of this that is on her nail at this time is soakable. It can be soaked off. But instead of putting her in a bowl of acetone, it is much quicker and easier to remove the bulk with a ceramic bit. And then use these, I paused this here too because it went by too fast, these Kiara Sky acetone soaking foils. You just saturate the little foam area with acetone and wrap these foils around your client's finger with the foam, acetone soaked foam area, of course, right on top of the nail. So I'm just showing you how to use these and how easy they are. Once I get this hand wrapped, I'm going to do the same that I did on this hand to her other hand so that I'm never at a stop work. So if she had come in and I had just set her into 2 bowls of acetone to soak, we both would have just been sitting there for 15 minutes talking and getting nothing done. This whole service took 1 hour from start to finish, and I charged $25 to $35 for it. And the $25 to $35 depends on if I am using hard gel or not. If the client comes in with some damage to their nails, or their nails are thin, or they just prefer it, or maybe they have naturally thin nails like I do, I would give them the option of using hard gel, just like a base layer of hard gel for strength, which is what I do to my nails. I've done it on my channel before. You guys have seen it, and that's what I'm speaking about. So today we did put a layer of hard gel on her nails because she mentioned to me that they were feeling thin, and at one point during the service she did experience a little bit of heat. And as I was watching this video, I can tell you why. I'm going to stop and show you guys. So right here where she was sitting with foils on both hands was only long enough for me to get up and get a paper towel. While her other hand soaks, I'm going to do the rest of the removal on this hand. So I'm getting a clean paper towel, and I'm gently but firmly wiping off what the acetone has softened. So the soak off base layer that was still on there is probably, I would say, 90% removed. And then I'm going to go in with a 150 grit sanding band on a speed of 2 on my e-file and just remove all the rest of the crud, the acetone debris, any dry skin, and make flush and naked her natural nail to get it ready for another overlay. And I'm also going to be going very gentle because there's hardly any product here. So this isn't like acrylic. I only need to just make sure I've covered the whole surface with my sanding band just at least once. And I do have this in real time right now and then sped up after a couple fingers. But I am just, the term I use a lot on my channel is floating. I'm just floating the bit over her nail, not using any pressure at all. I'm just touching it to her finger. This is also in real time, and then it speeds up next. I'll show you where. But you can see this is just removing debris, and you can see right here, even on a 2, that this is doing quite a bit of work. So, I think all I sped up was that little clip. This is also in real time. So I'm going to use my ball bit. I believe I had it on a speed of 11 because I'm trying to increase the speed of my ball bit. to just let it do more work. I'm keeping it off the natural nail. Of course, since it is round and I'm going close to the natural nail, there are going to be times when you can't prevent the ball bit from grazing the natural nail, but as long as you're not using pressure or digging into it, you're fine. So you can see as I go here, this is again all in real time, and I'm just getting dead skin off. Her cuticles were quite dry, so I'm just removing as much as I can without causing any discomfort. And I did ask her how this felt, if it was bothersome or pinching or burning or anything like that, and she said it was fine. I also tested the speed right on my forearm before I put it to her, just to make sure. You guys might have saw that. I did leave that in. After this, I'm going to trim down her nails to the length she wanted, which was completely gone. She just wanted no free edge whatsoever. She wanted it right down to her skin, basically. She just wants her nails really short and simple and pink. So we did use pink today, and of course I'll show you what color we used when we get there. And as I'm going here, well, I'm not sure when it comes up, so I'll talk about it when it gets there. This is sped up because I'm just shaping her free edge. I'm using my 180 side of my Tammy Taylor file, which is basically a buffer, because I don't need to go in with anything more harsh on her free edge. And her nails are thin. She's right. The last time she came, she mentioned that she wasn't sure what condition they would be in, because she had been getting acrylics from a shop because she wasn't able to come get in to see me. Our schedules weren't matching, and I had been sick. The kids kept bringing home things from daycare and woo-de-woo. So anyway, I was able to see her a month ago to do the purple gel overlay, and thankfully our schedules worked out that I could see her again for this. And she does have an appointment with me in 3 more weeks, so to do this same thing, so that's great. But while we were going, I think I'm going to show it up here, but I did notice the damage. Now, you guys know, if you're doing nails or watching nail channels, you're probably already educated or clued in enough to know, like when I showed her nails at the very beginning, you could see her growth area, like for the area from her cuticle to where the product started on her nail was the amount of growth she had in 4 weeks. So if you back that up or think about it, the only spot of her nails that I worked on, her natural nail area, would have been that area, like right here. In other words, any damage to her free edge or the middle of her nail wasn't me. That was whatever tech had worked on her before, because it has grown out to there since then. So just keep that in mind, because I want you to know what to look for if you get a client that has gone to a shop or a different tech and you have damage. Like, for example, this happened during our appointment here. I was using my sanding band on the same speed, same pressure on all the nails, and on one of them she said, "Ooh, that hurts." Because of course I ask my clients, let me know if it hurts, right? And I was blabbering so much, because you guys know I'm a talker, that I just said, "Oh, it hurts, I'm sorry," and kept going. But watching this video back, and also during the appointment, I just didn't mention it to her, but I could clearly see why it hurt her. I just didn't mention it because I was really deep in my conversation. But it's because I had touched my sanding band to an area that a previous tech had burned her. So I'm going to show you some spots that I noticed on her nail. I noticed them during the appointment, and I went a little thicker with the hard gel in those areas to make sure they had extra strength in that area. And I just did it by rote, just because it's, experience. That's what I'm going to do without even thinking of it. But it's a great learning moment for this video. So I'm going to use this new product from Not Polish that comes in their Press It kit, and it says Bond, but it is a dehydrator. You can see as I go on the nail here, it immediately dry and turn chalky. That is what you want in a dehydrator. You want it to just completely dehydrate that nail to get anything else you put on it to adhere. So it's time to go in with our primer, and I chose Young Nails Protein Bond because I am going to be using Young Nails hard gel, and I'm not building a nail or an extension or a gel nail with hard gel. I'm just using a base layer as a base layer for strength. So this is Protein Bond, and you can see Protein Bond is super sticky because right here, oh, look at that, $20 bottle on the table. That is a common complaint with Young Nails Protein Bond, because it does get sticky and it is very easy to tip it over, and I've done that more than once, but yeah, that happened. So then I'm going to get my gel brush. After my Protein Bond is on, I'm going to get my gel brush, and I'm just going to take a layer and I'm going to apply it to her nails just like I would a base coat. I'm going to make sure it's covered. I'm going to make sure it's pretty even, but this is self-leveling. So by the time I have finished applying all 5, they have leveled and soaked into any ridges or grooves she might have in her nail. And I do go, like I said, a little thicker in any areas that I saw they were thin. Now, when she came to me the first time for the purple nail, she did tell me that she felt like her nails were thin. And when I removed her acrylics, they looked great. I didn't see any damage. And I think that's just because I think I left the clear layer on that the other tech had put on, and I just didn't see the spots that are clearly visible to me now. So her nails looked great to me last time, whereas here it was much easier to see the damage. And I think it's because, again, I did more of a removal than I did last time. So once these are in, I'm always going to use my 90-second option to cure hard gel. Number one, it's thicker. It is more apt to burn your client. And even if you go in with it thin, you just want a full cure. Your 90-second option, if you don't know, starts off at a low heat and works its way up to the highest heat. So it gradually increases the heat and stays in there 90 seconds. So you're pretty much guaranteed a full cure if you have gone in with a nice thin layer. So after I think when I get to the middle or ring finger here, I'm going to show you very clearly. I think it's the middle and index finger that I show you the spots that I noticed. And I'm going to pause it. I'm going to put a little arrow here so you know what to look for if you see a burn on your client that comes from another tech. So it should be coming up right here because it's on this nail that I saw a pretty good one. And yeah, right here, I'm pointing to where you should look. And if you guys see that pink spot there, there's also one on her index. And there was one on almost every finger, but the most glaring ones. And I actually think this finger right here was the one that she said, ow, when I was using my sanding band, because I think that spot where this one's at is it's kind of where you first start with your sanding band. So I think that's where I hit her with it. I didn't make that mark, but again, there's almost no nail there. The reason it's pink is because her nail is very thin there. This base layer is going to make her nails to where she can't even bend them. When they start growing out, she's not even going to be able to bend them. If she is able to bend them and this wasn't enough, the next time she comes back, I'm going to go in with 2 layers. So we'll talk about that when she comes. Here is the other spot I wanted you to see. And you can even still see the one on the middle finger there in the distance now that you know what to look for. And I'm just showing you this so you guys know what to look for. So if you do see or experience that, talk to your client, decide if they want to use some hard gel. If you're doing a gel overlay, if you're doing acrylics, you can still go in with a layer of hard gel like this. I do. I keep this on my nails 24/7 because my nails, as I've mentioned many times before, are naturally thin. You can see one of those spots right here where my brush is too, on the left side, right there. So I did go a little thicker with the gel there. Anyway, you're able to do a set of acrylics on top of hard gel. Like I mentioned, I keep it on my nails. I'm going to use Profile's Backstage Showstopper. That was the pink she chose. So I'm going to go in with a thin layer and then go in with another thin layer to make sure that it's at its full color and full coverage. So that's what I'm going to do while I'm talking here. If you wanted to keep hard gel on your nails or your client's nails, you can absolutely do that. You just do prep on top of that like you would your natural nail. So you do the scratching of the surface and making it flush and all of that. You just do it on top of the hard gel instead of on top of your natural nail. Simple as that. Now, I will mention, like I said, if right there where I had to go a little thicker with the gel in the areas where she was damaged or burned, when I say a little thicker, I literally mean a paper thin layer. You do not want to go in with this thick at all. If you want to make it thick, like if you would like to build a nail with this, first of all, this is your base layer, so you're only going to go in with 1, maybe 2 thin layers of this. Thin. They just, I don't really know how else to say it, but thin. You want a thin layer. If you want to make a set of nails out of hard gel, then you're going to go in with poly gel, builder gel, or a flex gel. It depends on what company you're using and what name it's called, but an actual hard the gel. So it's just like here, like I would go in with primer to do acrylics. I'm still going to go in with acrylic and monomer. There's different products that you use to build nails. So with gels, I don't really do that. I do have hard gel to build a nail, but she didn't need any building. She just needed a little bit of strength. And that's why I was only using a base layer and no polygel, hard gel. She didn't want a nail built. She just wanted some strength. That's also why I didn't go in with a base coat, like Super Base from Not Polish, because I used that as my base coat. Also, when it comes out of the lamp, and I'm talking about the base gel from Young Nails, when it comes out of the lamp, it is very, very sticky, just like Protein Bond. So it also helps keep your gel polish on longer because there is that immersion layer. Is it called immersion layer? I can never remember the name of it. It starts with an I. But yes, it is. I'm not a gel pro, so I'm not trying to really educate you guys here. But anyway, it has a tacky layer that helps your gel polish adhere better. For the first time, I did use the Not Polish stain resistant top coat, which is a thinner consistency than their Glossit, which I loved. I've told you guys before, I use their Glossit because it lasts up to 6 weeks, even on toes. It doesn't chip, it doesn't peel. It's just the best top coat I've ever used. You guys know I'm a Not Polish babe, but I will tell you about Not Polish, the products that I don't prefer. I will mention it to you. So I'm going to let you guys know when she comes back. I also have this, the next day I did this same thing that I did to her nails on my nails. I used the color Pleasure, and so I have the exact same steps I did on her, I did on my own nails, and I'm wearing a pink natural gel overlay on my nails, and I use the stain resistant top coat. I'm a smoker, so I always get a yellow nail, and I used it on her because it's also not polished, so I knew she would be good. I didn't want to send her away with something that I wasn't sure of. But since she's coming back in 3 weeks, if this doesn't hold up 3 weeks, I'll never use it again. I'll probably only use it on myself. But she'll let me know if there's any difference if she notices any difference in the product. But I don't think I mentioned it to her. I just put it on because it's not polished. I trust it. So anyway, after the top coat, I'm going in with, and I did this on both hands, but after I top coat, I go in with my cleanup brush and some swipe to make sure there isn't anything sticking to her skin, because that will have her lifting within her first shower, and that's not what you want. So, and plus you don't want any pink or any gel on your fingers anyway. So I go in with that, then I'm going in with citrus cuticle oil from Young Nails, and we're done. This is a quick, easy manicure, and I thought they looked great. She loved her set, and she'll be back. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully next time I come on here, we're at 1K. Subscribe if you're not. See you guys next time. Bye.